Hi guys. I just wanted to be vulnerable for a bit and say things have been really hard, and I've been finding I need to learn how to accept my condition all over again. You'd think after having functional neurological disorder for more than 4 years I would have accepted it already, but it's like I need to learn to accept that I have this all over again, and that's really hard. And I wonder, what does acceptance mean for you? Whether you have FND or it's your loved one that has FND or you have something else. With COVID-19, people have talked about a new normal. If you have a major life change and you have a disability or you have a chronic illness, well, you had to find a new normal. But your new normal often changes and it varies, and we have life crises anyway, and things just change, and it's stressful and difficult. And so I've been thinking about acceptance, and I get really frustrated and angry when, if you are newly diagnosed and you are Googling about FND or conversion disorder, one of the things the internet might say, Dr. Google might say, is that if a patient accepts their diagnosis, that will be enough and they'll be magically cured. No, you still need real treatment. Just being told you have this condition and accepting your diagnosis does not magically cure you. Yeah. Or maybe I just haven't really accepted it. Anyway, so I'm exploring this, and a while ago I asked some fellow patients what they thought acceptance meant. And so I'd like to share the wisdom of other people with you, and then invite you to reflect as well about what you think acceptance means. It means accepting I'm no longer going to be able to do some things, but it also means finding things that I enjoy to continue going forward with. It's the acceptance that I pushed my body and mind too hard and ignored the warning signs, and FND was telling me to stop. The other is that I have a chronic illness that will be with me all my life. Another person said, acceptance means not fighting against the diagnosis or constantly trying to prove that it must be traceable by constant testing or diagnostic searching, and also not pushing myself to recover too quickly, but allow my body the time it needs to recover. Another person said, for me it means accepting that I need help or devices to live a good life, that I choose to accept the help and find ways to live the good life I want despite my disability. Another person said, I agree, we do need to accept this diagnosis, because then you can work on the plan. Whatever that may be, it's different for each of us. I define acceptance based on how I feel about experiencing certain symptoms. I'm mildly annoyed now about any symptoms I experience, rather than devastated, scared, anxious, or impacted in general about my body not working. Somebody else said, acceptance for me happened when I realized that I have a neurological condition that is real and that is not psychological in my case. This isn't a terminal illness, and I can learn to live with my leg weakness and my fatigue. Somebody else said, acceptance means facing the reality of my situation and understanding my life has changed. it means making peace with it. Acceptance means that recovery is possible but not guaranteed. It may take a long time and will probably involve a lot of flare-ups, especially if I overdo it or have a stressful or demanding time. It's also mentioned in acceptance commitment therapy, where you can accept something but commit to still changing and working on what you can. So this disorder can be on my bus, but I'm driving. It can't be kicked off, but I don't have to let it drive. Or, if you have a religious framework, I think of the serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change what I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And another person said, I have done a lot of grieving on the way to accepting my illness. It stripped me of my independence. We are all entitled to having as many meltdowns as we need. It's a great way to let go. Then pick ourselves up and start all over again. It's very hard for others to feel our pain. Somebody else said, it's almost 5 years since my diagnosis and I'm still learning to accept it. And they talked about how they're needing to buy a wheelchair, but they don't want to accept that they'll need to be in it forever. I'm very new to this, and there is zero acceptance. My neurologist diagnosed me with it, but I believe he was just trying to tick a box. None of my symptoms seem to fit. Then just a couple more. It's now part of who I am, and I'm slowly starting to not only accept, but embrace it. I don't think I'll ever accept it, but I can live with it. This is my daily challenge. All the symptoms are here to make life more interesting. Yeah, for me it's hard to not see acceptance as giving up. And yeah, I've been fighting so hard to recover and improve. But, you know, maybe this is as good as it gets and maybe I have to live with this. And I'm doing really well now and I have a certain quality of life and I guess I want to enjoy what I've got rather than missing out on life as it is. So if I can still work towards improving and work towards recovering, but also just enjoy living in the moment and being thankful for what I have and the people in my life and being thankful for you and you know, I've made so many friends, fantastic people that I've met because of my FND, and we can relate on such a level because of these shared experiences and unfortunately the suffering that we've had to go through, that we can have a deeper connection than so many other people who haven't had to go through what we have to go through. So I'm really grateful for my FND friends. And yeah, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are about acceptance and if you've been on a journey about that or you're still on a journey. I don't think it's something that we ever arrive at, that we're like, oh, and now I have fully accepted and that is the end. And you never have to deal with it again. I think it's an ongoing thing. So, but if someone out there has like just accepted and never had to deal with it again, if there's some secret, let us know. But I don't think there is. Yeah. All right. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, you can subscribe or like or whatever. But yeah, really appreciate your friendship and being part of this journey. Bye for now.